Yeah, I think that there's a normal and frankly a healthy adversarial relationship that exists between the legislative and the executive branch. It's the way the system is set up, and if council people wake up as they should to be the loyal opposition to the mayor, they should be pushing, they should be objecting, they should be squeezing, they should be trying to get compromised. That's their job. And if they're representing their constituencies accordingly, you're going to have those kinds of differences of opinion, and it's what causes a city to run the way it's supposed to. The problem that we've had over the last 7 years is that we've had weak leadership at the head of the council table. And I'm speaking of now the interim mayor, Ken Cochran, that for 4 years he was the president of the city council. He had the gavel in his hand. He had the ability to remember the city council approves the budget presented by the mayor. And they do a lot of changing. And when they send it back and the mayor disagrees, he vetoes, and then they override his veto with 6 or 7 votes. That becomes their budget. This council has checked out after that and given this mayor his budget back and done basically nothing. That's when the real work is supposed to start. And those systems that's supposed to be in place, that's pushed by the president of the city council, is to make sure that every quarter that there is a review, that the revenue projections that came through in that original budget and the expenses that they said they were going to incur, they were actually meeting their numbers. And if the mayor doesn't provide what they need, or if he's not meeting his mark, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to hold up contracts. They're supposed to have a task force. They're supposed to subpoena department heads to come to the table if they have to. They can call press conferences. I mean, there's so much control that the city council has because they've got the checkbook. I mean, if you have a mayor that goes around the system and starts pushing for payroll to be made to people whose contracts haven't been approved, that's against the law. You're supposed to do something about that. This system is made to work. And what we've seen over the last 7 years is a mayor who pretty much had his own way and a city council who's supposed to be check and balance, basically asleep at the switch. And so there's culpability for the state of this city, not just from the former mayor, but from the legislative branch as well. Communication, it's got to be there. Respect for the system, it's got to be there. Inclusion on the part of the executive branch to get input from the legislative branch on key initiatives, it's got to be there. We'll fight and disagree, but ultimately we'll come to the right decision if the interests of the people of Detroit are being put first. The real question, ladies and gentlemen, is not that I want to do something. The real question is what process and system we're going to put in place to make it happen. Because we have people who will stand in a pit like this all day long and convince you that, and be sincere when they say, I want to do these things, I'm going to do these things. The problem is that when you get inside of a bureaucracy like city government that's 42 departments, that's 14,000 people, that's 18 collective bargaining agreements and all kinds of work rules, and inefficiency and waste, it gets lost. It takes you 2 days to take a piece of paper across the street of Coleman A. Young if you take it through the system. I mean, you can walk it across there in 15 minutes, but if you say and send it through the system, and so here's where I believe there's some separation with me and all of these other candidates, because I was the ops guy in that administration, and I learned just how unyielding that bureaucracy can be. And so we put processes, systems, goal-based governance, diagonal slice meetings, all of these things that helped investing in our workforce with professional development and training, all to make the system work so that when I say that I'm going to do something, it actually happens through the process of city government.